All right, let's start it.
There is a podcast no one asked for. A podcast you never knew you didn't want. 3 beers in. This is the podcast.
I anticipate a deeply religious experience.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of 3 Beers In.
Yay!
Let's see if we'll leave that in. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if actually that probably automatically is recorded on there. I don't know if I can edit it out or what. Anyway, new equipment, new beers, new everything. So we're probably pretty rusty, but
it's a new year.
So we'll see. I haven't been recording in a while, so which you people, I'm sure you know.
You people.
You people are talking. But anyway, so Chance, what do we got tonight?
Well, we've got...
Oh, by the way, this is Ross, and with me is Chance.
Hey.
You couldn't. Yeah.
Hey, this is Chance. Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
So we've got Ross up here in the Fort Worth side of town.
Yeah.
Side of the state, I guess you would call it. And we picked up some beers from Tupps Brewery in McKenney, Texas. Mm-hmm. It's their DDH series number 27.
Yeah, there we go.
Double dry hopped.
Number
27.
Yeah. All right, let's crack these open.
All right, let's crack this hoe. Oh, good. Sorry.
Crack-o. Anyway.
Just recently from the tap.
A lot of hops there.
Yeah. It pours well. I guess that's the liquid factor to this beer.
Yes, liquids do that. Pininess on the nose, not boding well.
This was a perfect pour.
It was a pretty good pour.
I mean, I got a little bit of head, and it just is brimming over the top. It's not too often. You get too close to the top, and then it just goes over.
Yeah, that is true.
So, I'm not getting I guess once I was pouring the beer, I was getting a pretty good fragrance from it, but I don't know. It's floral, a little piney.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Vic's Secret, and so okay. No, it fades and it becomes pretty fruity on the back end. Mm-hmm. So the DDH series is their hazies, and I think the recipe stays the same. And it's just what they dry hop with that it's changed.
Oh, okay.
And on the cans, well, since we didn't buy these in cans, we had them filled at a tap room. But on the cans, it has the percentages of each hop that they use for the dry hops.
Okay.
Which can, affect a lot of things, a lot of flavors. It's on Untapped. So 35% Azacca, 35% Vic's Secret, and 30% Eldorado hops.
Okay.
Or what are used in the 27 here. And it's 7.2% ABV. So
it's pretty strong.
That's become pretty standard for IPAs, which is unfortunate. I know. I was making a recipe for an IPA the other day, and said it was not to style because it was 5.9%, which right. I thought was, kind of high, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And so you said 12.2% on this one.
What?
For the alcohol.
7.2.
Oh, 7.2. I don't know why I heard 12.2. I don't know.
I don't know. In case you haven't figured out, I got a new recorder, so I have some sounds.
We had to try those sounds out. Yeah. There was no other time to use that sound, so then you found it, though.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of...
Yeah.
But I guess we could talk about the hops. So Azacca, we've mentioned before. It's actually named after Haitian Loa, which is a Haitian spirit god, but it's the Haitian Loa of agriculture. Okay. It's not a Haitian hop though; it's an American hop.
Just named after.
Recent American hop.
I've had Eldorado before.
Yeah, Eldorado is a very popular hop. It's been around for a while, But let's see. Azacca is what you're going to get with Azacca hops. Bright and refreshing aroma with tropical fruits, citrus, and juicy mango produces sensational single hop beers, they say. So yeah, aroma of fresh citrus, lemon, piney, tropical fruit. And if you're dry hopping, you're going to get most of the fruit. You're going to get less of like that hoppy like material flavor that so many people are familiar with. They might not know they are, but when they think of hops, that's kind of what they think of. Vic's Secret, I've never been a big fan of. It's a Australian hop. No, that led me to Victoria's. Oh, there's a bra sale on. Oh, bookmark that for later.
Not so secret.
Well, I mean, they're all covered up right now.
That's true.
Anyway, fairly new to the game. It says introduced in 2013. Oh, well, Australia and the UK because I guess they use a UK hop for one of the parents. Flavors and aromatics of clean pineapple and passion fruit with a slight resinous whiff lingering in the background. So, yeah.
I always think of Australia as the Alabama of England.
I mean, at one point, yes, but yeah.
I mean, Alabama has the Alabama shores. You know, you've got the university there. And
yeah, okay, and Nick Saban, yeah,
exactly,
okay. So
that's Australia.
What I'm hearing is pro Alabama. Nothing about Australia. Anyway. You love Nick Saban and Nickelback.
I don't.
I get it.
I don't like Nick Saban, actually. Wait, what does Nickelback have to do with it? They look at the graph.
Throw it in there.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Look at the graph. And then El Dorado, bursting with juicy stone fruit tropical notes. But in late editions, you can maximize the fresh fruity aroma and flavor and get more like of a pear, watermelon, kind of a candied like fruit sort of flavor from it.
So El Dorado is the least percentage, right? It's only 30% compared to the other.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm getting like a stone fruit finish a lot, like almost overpowering. Not overpowering in that it's bad, but that's what I'm getting the most of.
I can see that. Could also be the yeast because some hazy yeasts have been known to produce, stone fruit flavors. But I would think they probably use more of a neutral yeast so it doesn't, get in the way of the
flavoring. Yeah. So
because really this is a showcase for all these hops.
That makes sense. Yeah. So my next statement would be, I stated that I'm getting a lot of stone fruits, but I'm not exactly sure
what a stone fruit is. I was gonna ask you if you were like, but I didn't want to.
I mean, hey, I'll own it. I don't know what a stone fruit is. Is it like I'm trying to think? I'm trying to take the word stone and see how I could apply it to a fruit. So would that be something that has like a hard exterior?
No.
Okay.
Interior.
So it's a hard interior.
Well, I mean, it has a stone in the middle.
Oh, so that would be
not
like
actual
something with like a
pit.
like a pit. Okay, so like a
peach,
okay.
apricot,
apricots, plums. Well, plums don't have.
Yeah, well, plum is a different flavor,
right?
But yeah.
Would a
plum is its own flavor, sort of.
It's plummy.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
That you'll see in like darker beers.
Yeah. I like a good plum beer.
I know. We've had this discussion before. We've recorded this discussion before.
Yeah, we don't need to record it again.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about this one?
So initial impressions, it really goes into like my head, like just the flavors, like nostril.
Yeah.
And I think that comes a lot from the very floral. I don't get a lot of piney from it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's not offensive as IPAs tend to be for me.
Yeah. But then again, it's a New England IPA.
Yeah, it's a New England IPA.
Those are generally less offensive.
Less offensive for sure.
I don't know. People are crazy. People be crazy.
I found some of my favorite IPAs are West Coast IPAs. So I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do.
Sounds right.
My initial take would be that it's a 1 for me.
Okay.
I would buy this again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would buy it again myself. Like, I don't like that floral, that woody. I would describe it as piney myself. The flavors right up front. I do like that it fades into more of the tropical fruit at the end. I do like that. So
Yeah.
I'll be drinking 3 of them.
Right.
But I'm not sure I'd buy another.
Yeah. Okay. So I see where
Maybe
you're coming
the 28.
from.
Maybe.
Right. Maybe you'll try the 28. Yeah. Well, yeah. So that's the thing. I see where you're coming from in the floral sense. I definitely get a floral taste, but it's not piney to me. Like I can separate. I think that I'll separate those flavors. Like, and I've definitely have some beers with the hops that are very piney, and I'm slipping on the Mosaic. Super piney to me.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you use the Mosaic.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're just dry hopping with, yeah.
And we've had a beer recently with Mosaic dry hopped, and it wasn't overly piney, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. But maybe I could find like some piney flavoring in there, but or the flavor profile in there, but it's not overpowering to me, and that's usually like the first thing that I find that if it's too much, I don't want it.
Yeah. Tupps, I don't have too much information about them.
All I have is that I noticed that they, as of middle last year, they're moving into potentially like a historical, like old grain factory.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. And I think they had it approved. I don't know that it's gone through yet, but I guess the east side of McKenney hasn't really been developed.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it's old, and it hasn't been like developed more current. And their whole idea was that this would be kind of like the bridgeway to all of the development plans to the east side of McKenney.
That makes sense.
So I've never actually been to McKenney, so I don't know, what that is. I'm assuming that the west side is probably like more new construction and like your shopping centers and stuff like that.
Right.
And maybe the east side is maybe the old side, and maybe they're revitalizing it a little bit. So I think that's kind of cool to like take like an old historical place and refreshing it up with a newer business and a place that people can go, and while also hopefully they keep a lot of the historical stuff about it. I think that's important, but that's just me. But I don't know where they are on that. I tried to find some articles on where they are with that, but I don't know. And I called Tupps, and Tupps did not call me back. So.
No, really?
No, I did not. I actually did not.
I was like, whoa. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so they're in McKinney. That's all I got. No. So I think this is on their website. I got it off of Untapped. It's they believe beer is the perfect blend of art and science. They start with the art of beer. For this, they use a big dose of creativity, validated with their eyes to judge the look, their noses to refine the smell, and then with their mouths to validate the taste. They embrace tradition, but break the rules as well from time to time in order to create exciting new brews. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's really not a lot of information out there on Tupps.
Well,
It's pretty generic, but everyone I've ever asked about Tupps have had good opinions.
Yeah. They also have a lot of, they're generic. Their core stuff is kind of, it's okay. It's not nothing.
Okay.
Nothing bad or anything about it. The DDH series is cool because, it's tries out new hops every time. And then they have a TDH, which is triple dry hop,
right,
which those are even more expensive. A can of DDH is pretty expensive. The 6-pack of DDH is pretty expensive from what I've found. I think I've spent like $15 for a 6-pack.
Wow.
No, maybe it was a 4-pack. I can't remember. It's expensive. And then the TDH is like $5 more. It's crazy.
Wow.
And then they usually have milkshake versions of their double dry hop of the DDH series.
Okay.
Which milkshake IPA has lactose in it, and it's a bit sweeter, a bit more.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Was what makes a milkshake beer or a milkshake IPA? Or
by definition, lactose.
Right.
Yeah, but a good one.
It doesn't lack any toes.
No. No.
Right.
Anyway. Okay. Probably should fade it instead of just cutting it off.
Oh yeah, just like let them off.
Anyway, yeah,
That's good. So, what's your opinion of this beer so far?
Well, yeah. I mean, I told you my opinion.
I guess
I don't know if I can
right.
give it a 1.
Yeah.
Well, a 1 for the DDH series, but not a 1 for this one.
Right.
It's okay, but
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what that lingering flavor is. I can't.
pine.
Is it pine?
No, I don't know. It's up.
You know, it might be. It's definitely floral. Maybe I was just trying to convince myself that I'm not going to hate on another beer because of being overly piney. But
that's a reason to hate on a beer.
yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I guess that's just a side effect, if I could use that term, of specific hops. But I just don't like that flavor profile. And
me neither.
Sometimes it's just so much.
I think this would have been better if they cut out the Vic's Secret myself. But
Yeah, if you are in the 3 Beers In Chance Brewing the fan club, I mean, you already know my opinion of pininess.
yeah, very exclusive club.
It's me.
Anyways, probably stop doing that. Gonna get old. It's already old, probably.
No, I like it. You just we gotta let it simmer for a little bit.
Hey, Chance,
What's up, Ross?
are you gonna get that microchip implanted in you?
Yeah, I don't care if I don't get the virus, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. We don't need to. We've already talked a lot about.
We don't need to go down
non-beer stuff. So. No, yeah, get the vaccine. Don't. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's
Of course.
stop the spread of the virus.
Yes. Please.
So on the beer on Tupps, this is my first Tupps beer. I haven't had any others.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Maybe I should have started with a different one. But
I don't know.
for an IPA, it's one of the better IPAs that I've ever had.
Yeah.
So that gives me definitely a good opinion towards Tupps, and I definitely like to try their beers.
I also haven't had too many. I've had some before. But they have this, and their pale ale looks good. That's one of their core beers. It's the juice pack. So, it sounds like it'd be good.
Yeah.
Juicy, fruity, juicy. And then they have the Full Grown Man series, which are their stouts, which
I've had the Full Grown Man.
Okay.
I've had the Full Grown Man Child.
okay.
I had like 4 in a day. It was too many. I was a little drunk. That was delicious.
Is that a sweet stout, or what's the Man Child?
I think the man, the one that I had, and I can't remember the name. It was not their core Full Grown.
No. Yeah.
I think it's Full Grown Child is a standard one.
No, it's Full Grown Man. Full Grown Man is
the standard one. So it wasn't that one. It was like a special release version of it. So I think that it was.
They have a series.
Yeah, I think there was it was like a barrel aged version or something like that. I could be wrong, but it was definitely strong. I had 3 or 4, and
Full Grown Man Child is an easy drinking breakfast stout with coffee, chocolate, and oats. Does that sound about right?
So that's the variation. Okay.
Well, I mean, no, they have several variations of the Full Grown Man.
Oh, that's that variation.
That is the Man
I don't
Child.
think it was that one.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I forgot that I had that, and I never purchased it.
You stole it.
Well, it was given to me by my neighbor. Shout out to Mikal Valenzuela.
He didn't want to be here.
He did not want to be here. He'd rather spend time with his children and wife.
Gay.
I'm sure he is happy.
Well, he's got that Peloton.
Oh yeah, which I've ridden that in my underwear.
Ow! This seat hurts my private parts. Who am I kidding? They're not that private.
Your underwear stank all over it.
Yeah. Well, it was either that or my pants stink. So
That is true. I mean, that's.
which one do you
What do
want?
you want? Yeah.
I'm going to sweat less in the underwear. So
Yeah, I guess so. A little bit less.
I mean, not much less.
Yeah.
But a little bit.
But don't want to, get your skinny jeans all sweaty.
Yeah, and also riding a Peloton in skinny jeans cannot be easy. 8.3%. I think this is right. I think this is right. Yeah.
The Man-Child?
Yeah, I think it was the Man-Child.
Okay.
It was very good. If I remember the story right, basically, my neighbor had been drinking all day, and that's Mikal. And I went over there. We opened up a couple of these. We're drinking them. And then his son, who's got one of those, like, balance bikes.
Oh, yeah.
He's like 3, and so it doesn't have pedals. You just use your feet.
Yeah.
He decided to go for a ride, so we had to chase him. And we went to the church, and while we went to the church, I took another set of beers, and we had our second full-grown man-child.
Okay.
We got back, drank our third, so we had 3. And then he pulled out some whiskey that his wife was repping because she's works for a whiskey distribution. And we drank some of that whiskey. And all I remember is that we looked at the baby monitor, and Mikal was asleep on the twin bed next to his little kid. Okay. And so they took pictures of me going to cuddle with Mikal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was pretty fun.
And that story did not end where I thought it was. Twists and turns the whole way, man.
No, I guess with
I don't know.
that was good. I should have been
Actually, I should have put that when you said you went to go cuddle him. I should have put that in there. I was like, dude,
throw that in there at that point.
scary. Yeah.
So, okay, I'll have to digress a little bit. That was the first beer I've had from Tupps. It's delicious. I haven't had, and I've also had the regular full grown man. I believe that's the standard one.
It is.
And that one's pretty good too. So far, everything I've had from Tupps has been very good.
Yeah. They make good beers.
It's one of those things when you've never heard of a brewery. So even though you probably see its name at the store, you're not going to be drawn to it because you don't have any.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
There's no connection.
No
you
connection
don't know.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'll see it the next time that I go, but it's been a while. This is difficult to get down.
It's not the easiest drinking beer. Yeah. Better than some that I've had tonight.
Yeah, for sure. We won't call out that brewery. It's a good IPA. My one is limited to what I expect out of Tupps and what I've had out of Tupps, I think. And this DDH compared to others or IPAs in general. But this would be one that if someone offered me one at a party, I would take it.
Yeah.
And then like, hey, you want a second? I'd be like, what else do you have? Because I've already had one of those.
Yeah.
And I don't want any more.
Yeah. I can understand.
Yeah. So I don't know if that makes it a 1 or not. I think we've hit that point many often. How everyone's classification of a 1 is
everybody's one is different.
Yeah.
But we didn't start out that way, and I'm sure Clint would argue because he loves to argue. But
yeah, but he's never given parameters.
I mean, we did.
What was the parameters?
I mean, if you would buy it again.
Okay. If you would buy it. Yeah. You yourself would buy it.
If you were at the bar and you saw it and you bought it, you would order it again.
Well, then I'd have to give it a 0.
Yeah. But, it's up to you.
Yeah.
What that means, what your 1 means.
Yeah. I think that's a little too harsh because, I mean, someone can make a really good stout, but someone may not like stouts. Yeah. So for them to give it a 0, I think would be unfair.
I mean, it's what you would it's your personal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And so in my head, I think I can appreciate like a good beer. Mm-hmm. I think we went through that with Brutal and their IPAs. I could appreciate a good beer.
Yeah.
But was it my style?
Yeah.
We've done a lot of IPAs lately on the podcast. At least the ones that I've been in.
Yeah. I mean, this is what you wanted to do. Really?
Well, we were struggling finding beers to find. Finding beers to find?
Yep.
Finding beers to choose. And we had thought about...
Fort Worth is just all Martin House.
Yeah.
They own
it's
Fort
all
Worth.
Martin House. And it's not that I hate Martin House. It's that we've done so many Martin House beers. Like how many? I can't do any more.
And there are so many Martin House beers. Like every week there's just 5 more.
There's 50 released this week. Next week there will be 50 again. 4 of those have been expired or out, and then they'll have released 5 more. Yeah. How they do that, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every time I go to a store, there's a new Martin House beer in a can. There's a new like special release Martin House and 2 in a box.
Distributors love Martin House, I guess. Yeah.
They got good artwork.
Yeah. I do appreciate their artwork.
Yeah. It's usually like a hot girl.
Sometimes, yeah, it is.
Yeah. Or and
koala.
Or koala.
And a monkey.
But the artist, whoever is doing those, I feel like it's the same artist.
It's a design firm in Dallas, Fort Worth area.
And they do a great job. So
I think Series 9 or something like that. Something with the 9. I don't know. We don't need to give them a shout out or anything.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to visit Tupps. The brewery looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd go there too. Though also another brewery that's in McKenney is Franconia.
I've heard of them a lot. I've never had their beers.
I don't see their stuff a lot. I mean, they just recently released three new cans into the market. But yeah, I haven't really seen them a lot.
I wonder,
but they've been around for a long time. So
wonder with there being in East Texas and Northeast Texas, if a lot of their distribution goes like Oklahoma and East Texas and Louisiana way.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Arkansas. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Arkansas seems scary to me. Except
just
for like
because you've been watching Ozark.
Ozark. Did I say Oasis? I do not watch Oasis.
Why not?
I have no interest. I mean, they have good songs. I just don't really like Noel Gallagher. So,
what about Liam?
I don't know anything about Liam. So, I had a guitar lesson earlier that brought up Noel Gallagher, talking about how his riffs that he put together are very simple, but they stand out.
Yeah.
But that he's not a great guitar player. And so it's not why they stand out. It's because, he has a good strategy on how he puts his lyrics together or his riffs together. Any song that starts has like a very recognizable and memorable riff, so to speak.
True.
That was pretty good. I really felt like I was true.
There you
Thanks, guys.
Studio audience out there.
Speaking of studio,
putting down.
Yeah, speaking of studio audiences, when you don't watch a show that has a studio audience for a long time, but then you really acknowledge that studio audience.
Yeah.
I started rewatching Friends again, and every time the studio audience laughed, I'm like, that wasn't even funny. What are you laughing about?
That doesn't sound right, because you laugh about everything in Friends.
I laugh about a lot, but they laugh about things.
Yeah.
Like, it's like after a sentence, they laugh. It's like, well, there was nothing funny there.
I mean,
he was talking about his marriage ending, and why are you laughing?
Getting on Broadback.
Oh, Broadback.
She's not Broadback. Anyway.
It's a throwback episode. Right there.
But yeah, that's interesting because there's a BBC show, Red Dwarf. They started like in the late 80s, and since it's a British show, they had like 6 episodes a season and called that a season.
Right.
And they're released sporadically and whatever. And I think they're up to 13 or something, and it's been 27 years or something.
Wow, that's weird.
Well, for a while, the main character went to prison for. I mean, he was accused of rape, but then it turns out he didn't do it. But he was in prison for 3 years anyway. Wow! Don't do coke with strange people, and that's the lesson.
Yeah, only do coke with friends or family.
There you go. Yeah, or while watching Friends, or all in the family. Anyway, like after a long break, they came back, and then they had an episode where all before it, they had laughter, and I don't know if it was filmed in front of an audience or they just added it later. But like this season 5 or 6 or something, I can't remember, somewhere in the middle, they had this episode and it had no laughter or anything in it, and it was just so weird, and it's just like not funny at all. If there was laughter, I mean, it's part of that, like part of being part of the group, and it's like,
Right.
and then it tells you when to laugh, and it's like, but then without it, it's like, ooh, I don't know.
Interesting.
And it's like, I think on YouTube or something, somebody did episodes of Big Bang Theory with all the laughter edited out or something. And I don't know. And it's
I've
just
never watched Big
weird.
Bang Theory. So they have laugh tracks in there too?
Yeah. It's a CBS sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was never a fan. Well, I think the first one, and then I was watching the first one and I was like, no, this isn't good. Anyway, but yeah, it's just weird. Because if it didn't have the laugh track, it would just it's weird, man. Without it,
I guess that makes sense because I wonder if I go back to watch Friends, if there were things that I maybe giggle or laugh about. Mm-hmm. If they remove the laugh track, do I still laugh?
I don't know.
I'll never know. I'll never know unless someone goes and removes all the laugh tracks.
But that works for some things, and then it doesn't work for some things. It'd be really weird if you're watching Bob's Burgers and there was a laugh track.
Watching The Office and there's a laugh track.
There you go.
It wouldn't fit. Yeah.
No, it wouldn't fit.
Yeah. In addition to it's not just the laugh track. I mean, they had all kinds of reactions, like the right.
Yeah.
Or there was a woo, and like there was like a sexy moment.
Yeah,
those are my favorite.
Yeah, yeah. They did that on The Simpsons once.
Yeah, and it was the woo moment. Yeah.
Bart, what did I tell you about leaving that TV on? Oh,
oh yeah, that's the. So that's the like the ooh. Yeah. That's a good one too. There's the ooh, the woo, the gasp, the laugh.
Yeah.
There's the awe.
There's that.
Like
all the emotions.
Phoebe has her babies.
Yeah. Chandler's a girl.
Okay, keep saying it. I just saw that episode earlier today.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Giovanni Ribisi. Frank Jr.
And then he had Frank Jr. Jr.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Wouldn't that just make him Frank the Third? Don't get me started. I'm really one of my favorite Instagrams to follow is Shithead Steve.
Yeah.
I'm always sharing stuff with you.
Yeah.
But they hate, and them and Middle Class Fancy hate on Friends so badly.
Oh yeah.
It really makes me so bad. I almost don't want to follow them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it is funny.
It is.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of memes. There's a lot of people. I don't know, kids these days.
Yeah. They just are convinced that it's not funny. And it's kind of funny to think about and go back to a lot of the situations if you would have made that episode today.
Yeah.
Would not have existed.
No.
Because we have cell phones.
Yeah.
Or social media or something.
There you go. Yeah, I think there was something not too long ago where somebody wrote up an idea for a Friends episode with current technology. It was weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows how that would go? But they always seem to be drinking very odd beers. Like they always had a nice mixture of types of beers that they had. So I wonder what like the craft beer scene of the 1990s in New York. What was that
I don't
like?
think there was anything.
You don't think so? Because they always had different random beers.
But they weren't like Red Stripe and stuff like that. It wasn't like,
I remember seeing Red Stripe. I just remember I watched that episode recently, and it was when they switched apartments because they lost that bet.
No, man.
That was really good. But Rachel comes over to their apartment and opens up the fridge and takes out a beer and drinks it. And I'm like, what the hell is that beer? I could not figure out what that beer was. Unless they're just making up labels.
That happens too.
Yeah.
Or is it Twitter? Oh, yeah, Modern Friends. There's several like Twitters where they do, and then varying degrees of funny. Like, this was 2 years ago, so this is an old account. Joey checks his spam. finds an old audition email for Game of Thrones. Joey could have been Jon Snow of House Stark and Targaryen. First of his name, rightful. Okay, never mind. They just go through the whole thing. Ross is furious that the terrible first photo of a black hole eclipses his discovery of new dinosaur species with opposable thumbs. Oh man.
You think Joey will ever be as talented as the Giant in My Giant?
I say that a lot and nobody ever gets it. I don't know. It's like, it was one of those things that like, just because that movie was never really popular. Yeah. Though at the time it was like, you couldn't get away from it. There were commercials all over. So, but for anybody who doesn't know, I never saw it.
I didn't either.
Billy Crystal and this really tall, like, Hungarian dude, I don't know, hanging out. Anyway, but then Joey watches it on the plane to England, and it becomes part of his thing.
What if he just dies a regular, normal-sized guy? So I just read this. It's on Quora.
No.
You can spot a 6-pack of Sierra Nevada. On top of Joey and Chandler's fridge in season 5. In season 9, Freddie Prinze Jr. as a male nanny shows Ross drinking Anchor Brewing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see Samuel Adams, Sierra Nevada.
Anchor Steam is solid. That's a good beer.
However, the show was filmed in South Carolina, of course, and it's not surprising that folks on set would be familiar with California craft heavyweights Anchor and Sierra Nevada. So, yeah.
I thought, did you say filmed? It sounded like you said filmed in South Carolina.
Oh, South California. I probably did. California.
I was like, weird. Wait, what? It's cheaper there.
Season 2, there is a 6-pack of Pilsner Urquell. Urquell, or whatever.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. So there's that. And that's season 2. So that would have been like 93.
Oh, yeah. No.
91.
No.
94? I thought it started in 92. 92 to...
You sure?
I think it was 92 to 2004.
You might be right.
Or maybe it's either 92 to 2004 or 90 to 2002. I think it's 2004, though.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because it's 10 seasons. So I guess maybe it was 94 to 2. I think 93 to 2000. Oh, whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe somewhere in the early 90s. God dang it.
Mid-90s.
Yeah. Early
Season
to mid.
2.
Yeah. Wow.
Ross and Rachel go to the new Jurassic Park movie after Ross pleads to go. Rachel walks out halfway through because Ross keeps screaming everything that's wrong with the dinosaurs.
That's realistic. He would not be happy with that movie. Though that movie came out in the mid-90s, he would have went and saw that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a joke when Joey becomes a tour guide at the museum. He's like, and this dinosaur is from the Jurassic period. And
the kid is...
He's like, it's from the Cretaceous period. He's like, yes, but I can say Jurassic. I think that's how it went.
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, that's not Jurassic Park related, but, everybody knew that
the word Jurassic was really...
Yeah.
It's easy to... We all knew the word Jurassic at that point.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm through one 16 ounce.
That's true. Yeah, these are 16 ounces. Usually it's 12 ounces.
That's why I had originally brought just one out.
Yeah.
Just trying to limit.
I mean,
this is 1.5 beers. Well,
yeah.
1 1/3.
Fine by me. I wasn't quoting Friends there, but that's one of my favorite Friends moments. It's like I don't even remember what Rachel's yelling. It's like she's yelling at Ross after, and it's like,
oh yeah,
we're on a break, or like, and then Ross like, fine by me.
And just so you know, it's not that common. It doesn't happen to every guy, and it is a big deal.
I knew it.
Chandler.
That's Chandler. For anybody that doesn't know. Sorry.
This is a really good episode for Friends fans.
Sorry if you're not friends with fans of Friends. But yeah, that's what's going on here.
Well, you ready for number 2.5?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, towards the end of this beer, it started to flow pretty good for me.
Yeah. It's more fruity.
Yeah. I think the fruit is a little bit more overpowering than the pininess of the beer. It's good for sure.
And it's a well-made beer.
For sure. I definitely want to.
It's one of them hazy
visit.
boys.
Speaking of hazy boys,
Okay.
did you ever listen to Ghetto Boys?
Yeah, I mean a couple of their songs. They're from Houston, right? Or
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're from Houston, but I know they were popular in
yes,
Houston.
yeah, I did. Yes, I know that.
So, I can't recall any songs specifically.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I knew that one. Sorry. Good call.
Yeah, I mean that's the most popular one that I know of.
Yeah. Which is a great part of the soundtrack for Office Space.
And Up in Your Ass with the Resurrection, or is that?
Is that still them too?
I think I don't know. I think it is.
I mean, that would make sense that they would do that for a movie filmed in Austin.
Or is it Back in Your Ass with the Resurrection?
Back in that ass, I think.
No. How do you say it? How do you say it?
Back in that ass with a resurrection. My apologies to any of our Indian listeners.
No, was Samir Indian? I don't know. No, I guess so. Yeah.
If he wasn't, then I apologize to any Middle Eastern.
Yeah, he's Indian isn't Middle Eastern.
That's true, but they have very similar accents in English.
Let's just continue.
You should just
Let's
delete
not.
that.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, have you seen all those Boeing accidents lately? What the hell, Boeing?
Oh man,
What are you guys doing? It's confusing because it's, you automatically assume it's Boeing's fault considering all the 737 MAX drama. And then within weeks of the 737 MAX being degrounded, if that's the term, then within a week, there's like 3, actually now it's 4 Boeing incidents. And 2 of them were parts of an engine coming off. Now, I know that those were the old Pratt & Whitney engines, so maybe that's a Pratt & Whitney issue.
better than a Bobby and Whitney issue. Actually, no, I don't know. They killed less people.
Yeah. I just think that Bobby Whitney, that is a weird transition there. Wear a mask and fly Airbus. That's what I'll say.
Those thick A380s or
A380s.
A380s.
A320s, A380s.
Yeah.
A380s those are badasses right there.
Yeah.
It's like no accidents that are Airbus's fault necessarily. But if you want a good story on an A320 accident, I think it's an A320, go watch the movie Sully starring Tom Hanks. Directed by Clint Eastwood.
How's he? Oh, man. That's going to be a terrible movie then. I don't know.
It's not.
I never watched it, but
it's okay. I watched it this week twice.
not a.
And just because the first time, like I was working at the same time, don't listen to this employer. But it was kind of just like background noise, so I watched it again, fully. It's definitely not Tom Hanks' best acting job.
No.
And I'm not really the biggest fan of Tom Hanks, and I've gotten some hate on that in the past.
Yes, you have.
Yeah. Maybe it's deserved.
It is. It is.
But he does a pretty good job acting like an old pilot.
He's delightful.
Well, if I'm the nicest guy in Hollywood, you don't want to go there, believe me. But if you do, if you want to come up, I got a spare bedroom. You can keep you up for the whole week.
No, he is a great guy, and he seems to be in person, in real life, a great guy.
Yeah, but Sully, how did he become a hero? You know who the real hero is?
Who?
Guys that don't crash into the Hudson.
But what else is he supposed to do?
Fly around the birds. I don't know.
Those planes are not designed to
maneuver,
avoid birds at that quick of a notice. And I tried to read up on it as much as I could, and I don't know how accurate the movie is, but he basically, with his understanding of the plane, took action after assessing what was happening.
Well, yeah, I mean that's because that's what you're trained to do.
But he did not. I think that one of the things is that they pointed out in the movie anyway that he turned on the APU. And they're like, oh, well, he was just following protocol. And the co-pilot said, that's the 15th step in the protocol. He did that first.
The APU is the autopilot? Or
no, the APU, I don't know what it stands for, but I think basically what it is like auxiliary power unit maybe or something like that. Or something, some type of backup power.
I understand.
But it doesn't provide thrust. It just provides power.
I get it.
To the
cockpit.
The cockpit,
yeah. So it's not going to restart the engine.
The cabin, it does not. Yeah, they had lost thrust on both engines, so there was nothing they could do about it. So basically, they were gliding down, and it was just a matter of where they could land.
Yeah,
and they could not make it. They could not make the turn. By the time they assessed everything, they could not make the turn back to LaGuardia, and they could not make it to any of the airports in Jersey. Right. So it was just a. And he landed the shit, and no one died. I don't care if he could have made an airport. The fact that he still landed it in the river and decided to make that decision and save everybody was pretty legit.
All right.
It was too legit to quit.
So he didn't quit. I guess.
In fact, he was unlegit. So now he must quit.
Well, I mean, he did the APU. But that's the 15th step.
I don't know. That's just what the movie says. And you never know how these like drama documentaries, dramataries. Is that how you call those? I don't know. I made that up.
Yeah.
But you never know how accurate they are. But I think they're supposed to be relatively accurate.
I don't know why I keep watching Clint Eastwood movies thinking they're going to be good.
None of the other ones have been good. There's only two others, right? There's
no. He's directed plenty of other movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been directing for a while. He might have directed Unforgiven. I don't remember.
I never saw that one.
It was okay. A lot of people claim it's a really good Western, but there are much better. Well, I mean, I'm sure you know there are much better Westerns out there.
It's Tombstone. There you go. I mean, that's the greatest Western ever made.
But no, I mean, in the past, like recently, he did Richard Jewell, which was stupid. Whatever. That guy's a fucking idiot. Yeah. Or he was. Now he's dead. Whatever. The Mule, where he's a mule, not like an animal, but
right.
It's not animated. And the Hereafter, which I'm not sure many people. See that one. Matt Damon as a psychic.
Matt Damon.
But what else? What else did he do? Oh, yeah, but the Matt Damon one, it's just like nothing happens. It's just like in the Richard Jewell movie, it's like nothing. It's just, he's just telling the story of, and then American Sniper, he directed that.
Okay.
I never saw that.
Right, I didn't either.
I'm sure it happens the same. It's just people doing stuff.
Right.
And it's just like, and I know that happens in movies, but I mean.
So he likes to go find like real things that have happened and then make a movie about it.
All right.
And so in this movie,
where's the conflict?
Right. In this movie, like you already know that he successfully lands the plane.
Yeah.
So it starts off with like him landing the plane or people crashing or whatever. Right. And it's all about like the FAA and what the federal aviation, whatever. It's all about like determining if he was at fault, if he could have done something better.
Those were his geese.
Fun note, actually, a very sad note on that is that after that accident, they went and like murdered thousands of geese.
Yeah.
I hate that story. That's terrible.
I mean, did they murder them, or I know some people
they just really embarrassed them and they left.
They're like, "Man, fuck you!
I'm a geese out of here."
I thought we were cool. But no, a lot of people spray oil on the eggs.
That's what they did.
Yeah. Okay. And that way they don't sit on the eggs, and so they all die.
Yeah, that's basically what they did, which I still think is terrible.
Oh yeah, it is. It's bad, but I mean they're a real nuisance to some people. So
understand with your buildings and all, which are supposed to hold up to plane impact, but whatever.
that goose just flew right and he took out the supports and at an angle, at diagonal.
Here's the crazy shit. A plane can't take down a building, but a goose can take down a plane.
Hey, those goose were mad.
I mean, those are big ass. Goose are big.
Oh, yeah.
So you hit a flock of geese. I'm not surprised that shit doesn't happen more.
I mean, it does. I mean, it did for a while until they started killing them all.
I guess that's what happened.
I don't know. Yeah, I remember it happening more than a few times where they had engine failure because of flocks of birds.
Yeah. That's crazy because there's other things like a lot of the accidents that have been like not necessarily super fatal or fatal at all have all been from this thing called wind shear.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even know existed.
No?
And it's like
it's a motherfucker, man. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like this random spot in between like storms or where a storm is starting
to wind currents.
Yeah. And like all of a sudden just I don't know if it like
it's just like what
the depth of land of air is less there or something, or I don't know what you would call that, but basically you hit that and you drop.
Like no air pressure at all.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the landing accidents happen. Like if there's a storm happening, if you hit wind shear and you're only like 300 feet above ground, you're going to hit ground a lot sooner than you thought.
Yeah, I think back in the maybe late 80s, early 90s, it was a big thing. Because that was when I don't know if that was when they first discovered it, but that's what I remember. Like here, it was, or maybe there was a big crash where a lot of people died and it was because of that. And so it was publicized more. But I remember, like I had an aviation class in like 9th grade, and we studied wind shear. I was like, it's crazy. Some of the things,
So everyone keeps saying like flying is one of the safest things you can do.
Plane wants to stay in the air.
Yeah,
the air doesn't want the plane to stay in the air. I don't know.
It's hard for me to buy it. And it's not necessarily like, hey, I'm really high in the air. That's not whatever bothers me. It's the fact that if something goes wrong, you're going to the ground from very high up, and you can't control that shit.
But you were fine being miles deep below the ocean.
That is very different. Because I don't know why that was okay, but flying
K-19? Wait.
Yeah, I mean,
or wait, was it K-19? Yeah.
I mean, that's a very good point. Also, I was 18, 19, 20, 21.
Floor, man.
Then
what are you going to do?
That's the other thing. I wasn't afraid of flying.
Shot out
there.
The torpedoes?
That would suck.
Yeah,
but I wasn't even afraid of flying back then that I remember. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I was older and aware of what I could control and not control. I think that hit me. But you go and you read most dangerous jobs, top 5, pilot. Oh, okay. So we're supposed to be okay flying? And the majority of accidents are out there have nothing to do with the planes. It's the fucking pilots.
Yeah.
Which is like, there's very talented pilots out there for sure. But
user error.
What if you don't get that pilot? Right? And then
it's his day off.
They go to land, they can't land, so they've got to go and do a turnaround and they don't do it right.
Yeah.
And then you die because you're going hundreds of miles an hour. No, sir.
You're still going to fly.
I know. I'll never not fly. I'm not that scared of flying that I won't fly, but I'm going to sweat a lot.
Right between the ass cheeks. Mm-hmm. That's where it collects.
Yeah. Armpits and ass cheeks.
Yeah.
I always try to like schedule like business meetings after I fly, because if I've got to do it, I'm like, oh, well, I got to stop at a Wendy's or something. Freshen up.
Oh, hot, juicy redhead.
It's been a while since I've been to Wendy's.
Yeah?
So we're talking about a lot of things that's not the beer.
Yeah.
And I think that's because
there's not too many notes to this beer. I don't know. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. And it's not a bad beer. It's a good beer.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more about Tupps. There's just not a lot out there.
Yeah.
If you work at Tupps, please call in.
The lines are open. We can actually take phone calls right now. Yeah. But no.
Let's see how many letters is beers in. Call 1-800-3-BEERS-IN. That would be actually a full phone number.
Yeah.
So
I wonder who has that number. Let's see. No.
let's call 1-800-3-beers-in.
Or just 3 beers.
That one other podcast that's called 3 Beers In has it?
512 3 beers in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
877.
There's actually 2 podcasts with the name now.
2 other podcasts?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Somebody recently just started a 3 beers in. Somebody sent me a screenshot. I was like, they have your idea. I was like, you motherfuckers.
Like, what do you... I would never do that. I looked so many places for other past interferences, and they weren't there.
No.
Now,
and then you're like, yes.
Now I got it. 1 episode done.
It's a good episode.
It's a really good episode.
Yeah.
And I've listened to the second episode unedited. It's pretty good.
I liked it.
I probably should re-up everything and release it just to do it. Maybe this summer after I get used to having a baby.
Oh, man.
And I don't have school.
Yeah.
That mixture
once you get done having that baby and you'll have all that free time and
once I have the strategy down and maybe like my free hours in between that aren't devoted to school, maybe I'll edit that next episode. I don't have a lot more to say on this Tupps beer. It's a rough beer to finish. Yeah.
There's a lot of liquid.
Yeah. It's a lot of liquid and not a lot of flavor. I mean, I feel like this beer would be really good if like there was like a bunch of people here, and you're drinking, telling stories, hearing about Joel. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Joel meeting some cute girl with a dog. I don't know. But anyway, I feel like, you're doing all that. Anyway, I feel like this would be a good beer in like that setting.
Yeah.
But in this kind of setting, it's just so, I don't know, it's basic B. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know about doing 3, man. Really.
I mean, when we finish this one, we're pretty close to 3.
No, you're right.
Because this is 36 ounces. Wait, hold on.
32.
32 ounces, and 3 12-ounce beers would be 36 ounces. Yeah. So it's close enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my IMO. IMHO.
Get in. Yeah. That's another thing. And it's like when people say honestly, or in like my honest opinion, or like what opinions
have you been giving me?
Wait, what? The other, you just didn't fucking with me this whole time.
You just giving me these fake ass opinions out there,
dude. I trusted you.
That opinion was just, that day's opinion, bruh.
It's a mood opinion.
Yeah, it's like a cow's. It's moo. What does it matter?
Opinion of a cow.
Am I drunk or did that make sense?
Yes.
It's moo.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna finish the 32 ounces.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be happy about it. It's not that it's a bad beer. I think this is actually a really good beer for what it is. I can't drink any more than 1.
Yeah.
I don't think. Or I can. But in the future, will I see one of these and pick it up? Possibly. And I'll drink 1. Will I buy it? I don't know. I don't know if I'll buy another one. But I don't think I will. But based on my parameters of a 1 or a 0, I'll have to give this a 1 because if someone had this in their fridge and offered it to me, I would take it. But if they offered me a second, I would say no.
Yeah, I understand. The Geller Cup is resurrected. Emma and Ben versus the twins, coached by Ross and Monica, respectively. Ross and Monica get into another fight.
Is that where they put the one hand on the back of their head, and then very good. An old friend of mine sent me a post that said, and this was maybe last year or the year before, it was like Emma would be 18 right now. I was like, makes you feel pretty freaking old. Is this what people who are like the generation before us think about Happy Days? Or
no, there's no way.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
They didn't identify to that show as much as we did. Do you think Friends is the first show that had the that big of a following?
No.
What would be the first show?
The first show? What was the first show on TV?
I don't know. I Love Lucy?
I was thinking I Love Lucy. It's definitely not the first one on TV, but yeah, they had a huge following.
And it had a good following, but did it have like a progressive storyline that allowed you to identify with the character?
Sort of.
It did?
Sort of.
Okay.
There were just new stuff every time, but then they had a kid, and then they moved out to the country and all that.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Little Ricky. They had Little Ricky.
He's like a baby, just like, whoa!
Is that what Ricky Ricardo? Is that what you see when you picture Ricky Ricardo?
She was like all over the place.
Got some splaining to do. Wah! You hit her pretty hard there, Rick.
What is that from?
It was Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It was funny at the time, but it was in the 50s, beating your wife.
Well, family
probably honeymoon. Speaking of beating your wife, honeymooners.
Well, Family Guy made fun of somebody for like domestic violence. It was the old guy.
Yes, Happy Days.
Is it Happy Days?
Oh no, you're thinking All in the Family.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
The Family Guy had a good episode about that, or a scene about that. Just kind of like
raccoon wounds.
It's in my raccoon wounds. There's a peanut underneath the fridge.
Crunchberry.
Crunch.
Or no, he might have said that Crunchberry underneath the couch. Because it kept falling through the floor. But what was
the Griffin Boys?
Oh man,
that's a great episode.
Oh yeah, that is a really good episode. But were you gonna continue with the explaining what happened on Family Guy?
Oh, I just remember that episode referring to that show, and he gets out of line and like yelling at his wife and stuff like that, and he gets like really uncomfortable. And I was like, that's how it should have happened. They're making fun of this, the idea with the show. Not the fact that a woman is being like verbally abused by her husband, but it's making fun of the fact that we as a society accepted that as humor at one point. Why I oughta, right? That's what he would say, or something like that.
Yeah.
Something to that effect anyway. And it was just the whole idea that as a society that was like funny.
Yeah. And then before that, there was the honeymooners, like I was talking, bang, zoom, right to the moon. Yeah. One of these days, Alice. One of these days.
Yeah.
Bang, zoom, right to the moon.
Yeah. And that's just like, that was like comedy.
Yeah. Which is pretty funny because in Futurama, they, because it's in the year 3000 and they, forget everything that happened years ago.
Right.
But they go to the moon and they're on a ride because the moon is a giant theme park now.
Right.
And it's like the journey to the moon started a long time ago. And then it has the scene from the honeymooners and he's like, one of these days, Alice, bang, zoom, right to the moon. And a different tone.
Different tone, different context.
Beating his wife. And then Leela's like, oh, I didn't know the first astronauts were so fat. Then Fry, who was alive then, he was like, well, not alive then, but he's like, that's not an astronaut. It's just a euphemism for beating your wife. And I was like, before that, I didn't even think about it. And I was like, I don't know how many episodes of The Honeymooners I watched though, but
I know I've seen some. Like I've seen some of the Happy Days. It's just I don't remember watching.
The Honeymooners I know was so popular, and the thing is, I looked at it one time, and it's just like it was only on for like a year.
Really?
Yeah, but they had like 40 or 60 episodes. I don't know. They had a lot.
Wow.
Well, maybe not 60. Well, I don't know. But yeah, it was.
Maybe it was like 2 seasons, like
Yeah.
quote unquote seasons. Yeah,
But it was on for a very short amount of time. I was like,
interesting.
how is this so popular? And there's only anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of crazy to think. I remember seeing that show when I was a kid. I never watched it because
Black and white.
it was kind of boring, but just the idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your final verdict?
Well, I haven't finished mine yet.
Oh, okay.
Can't do a final verdict.
Sorry. I've got the hiccups. I don't know what's happening. I'm really liking that breweries are having food these days. But why is it so
these
expensive?
days they have to.
Why is it so expensive and not good?
That's a different thing. But according to the TABC now, you have to have 51% of your revenue has to come from food or merchandise, or else you can't be open.
I remember when that whole, I guess what you would call it would be like a loophole to be able to stay open. It was weird.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to stay open.
Yeah. And I have no hate against what they were doing because the TABC has made things so difficult.
Yeah.
And so, like, if there's a way for these breweries, even if it's quote unquote unethical to stay open, I'm for it because, in my opinion, it's not technically unethical.
Well, what about frilly toothpicks?
I'm for 'em.
That's slider magic.
Every time that I record a podcast, I need access to the orange button.
Yes.
That reminds me of a Mitch Hedberg joke.
Oh,
and
here we go.
He's like, who's distinctive laugh out there?
Yeah. Hope that guy's got a mic.
I would hate for his performance to go unnoticed. Every time I tell a bad joke, I'm like, oh, distinctive laugh. Did not think that was funny. It's sad that a lot of the best things in our lifetimes are dead. Phil Hartman.
You may remember me from such nature films as Earwigs, Ooh, and Man vs. Nature, The Road to Victory.
The Erotic Adventures of Hercules.
The wackiest covered wagon in the West.
Get confident, stupid. Designated Drivers, The Life-Saving Nerds.
Oh, man, Phil Hartman.
Mitch
I
Hedberg.
remember when he died.
Yeah.
That was crazy. I was so angry at his wife. Yeah. Because I loved Phil Hartman. I grew up with the 80s Saturday Night Live, and he was one of the best on there.
When I got into Saturday Night Live, like, I did not watch the 80s. I mean, I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And when I did learn did listen to, like, once you had access to, like, DVDs of...
Oh, and News Radio, of course.
All of the best Phil Hartman. And I knew of Phil Hartman through News Radio.
Yeah.
And when I saw, like, Best of Phil Hartman Saturday Night Live, like, it was like, man, this is what I missed.
Yeah.
I always spent all this time watching Michael McDonald on
Mad TV.
Mad TV.
Oh, man.
What did I do?
Oh, man. Deborah Wilson does a voice in a recent Star Wars video game.
Oh, really?
So distracting.
Is it? Because you can tell it's Deborah Wilson?
It's clearly her. She doesn't do a voice. It's just her voice.
Yeah. Oh.
It's weird. I don't know.
Deborah Wilson showing up in there.
Yeah. I expect, she doesn't do that though. I mean, I didn't finish the game, but she could at some points say, what did I do? But
what did I lightsaber? I don't know. That didn't make sense. I couldn't think of anything else. What did I spell?
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Early Mad TV was good. Lower Expectations was, to me, one of the best skits you could ever do. But I didn't grow up with good Saturday Night Live. I didn't have access to it, or at least I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
When it was good. And when I got into it, it was like owned by like Jimmy Fallon, and Tina Fey, and all them, and they're great.
Yeah.
Post Saturday Night Live, but really going back to Saturday Night Live, I'm not really sure what all they did that was great. I tried to watch 30 Rock.
30 Rock's solid. It's good stuff. But you hate Alec Baldwin for some reason.
Well, it's pretty good. But then, like some new shows got released, and that's what I've been watching since then. So,
Mr. Mayor.
It's not like going back and watching Community and being like, I can't do it. I can't. I've tried so many times to watch Community.
No, yeah.
Because like
I really no, I understand where you're coming from. 100% there.
What's your name? Jillian Jacobs?
Yeah.
Is on it, and Allison Brie's on it. So there's a lot of motivation to watch the show. But God, can't stand Joe McHale.
Yeah.
As an actor, like to me, it's just Joe McHale.
Yeah.
Being Joe McHale.
Yeah.
Jillian Jacobs, my first really like introduction to her acting is the show Love. On Netflix, which I love the way that she plays that character.
Couldn't get through it.
Oh, I've watched it twice. I love the way that she does that character. And maybe that's her thing. She makes like a character that you hate.
Yeah.
And you think that she's a bad actress, but maybe she's just really good at playing an actress.
I never said she was a bad actress. I just don't like
You just don't like her characters. Yeah. And that's hard because there's people out there that I don't like because of the roles they've played. And I think Alec Baldwin. He's a good actor.
He saved that nuclear sub. I don't know what.
That's an okay movie.
Oh,
it's okay.
What?
It's okay.
Oh man,
you're talking about U571, right?
No,
wait, hold on. U571 is Matthew
Harrison
McConaughey.
Ford, isn't it? Or I don't know.
I got to go back and think about it.
Hunt for Red October.
Okay, that's right. You're right.
Sean Connery as a Russian.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty good. That's really good. I don't remember it being Alec Baldwin. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah,
but I should go back and watch that.
It's still good.
Yeah, I love U571, and I also love Down Periscope.
Oh, classic, man!
It's so good. It's terrible, but it's good.
Frasier. Rob Schneider. Oh man, so good.
I've never really been a big Rob Schneider fan. There's some roles terrible. he can do.
Yeah.
I'm like you need a Rob Schneider in your film sometimes. Yeah. If that's the type of movie you're doing.
Yeah. I mean it's fun to watch.
It's also kind of like submarine accurate.
Yeah.
Like almost more accurate than a lot of movies.
Aren't they on a diesel sub or?
Yeah, they're on like some like old diesel sub that's not even
decommissioned.
Yeah, because every sub that's out there right now, at least for the past 20 years, is a nuclear powered. Yeah, there's a diesel engine on it.
Right, but that's just
the backup.
Yeah.
Or what you're gonna do to like bring it into port.
Right. When you're on the surface.
Yeah. Well, I finished my 3. I'm gonna give it a 1. And I'm going to base it based off of I would drink it again if offered to me.
Okay.
Caveat, I would not buy it again. Caveat, I am looking forward to trying more Tupps beers because if Tupps can make a DDH that I can tolerate, then I think that they're probably a very good brewery.
Yeah. I'm close enough to finishing. I don't know. I mean, 1... Not really for the 27, but for the DDH series in general. Yes, I give that a 1 because when they have interesting hops, I'm gonna buy it again. I'm gonna try it again. The 27 specifically, a 0. I gotta give it a 0 because I think I've had enough of the 27. Really,
I can see that.
There's good stuff in there, but then just that bitterness that maybe it's the floral, but I mean, to me, it's like piney. It's resinous, like the stuff that I don't like about hops.
Right.
So yeah. 1 sort of half 1. I don't know. You know, it's a mixed bag.
I think what you could take from this, if you're listening and you're like, hey, what's up with Tupps Brewery? Tupps Brewery and my IMHO. My honest opinion. I would have to say that Tupps Brewery is a very good brewery. I've had their full-grown man, their full-grown man child, their variations of their stouts that are incredibly delicious and well-made. In my opinion, knowing my background, I do not like IPAs, whether they're dry hopped or not. And this is one of the better ones. I don't really like the beer when you classify it against beers overall. But for an IPA, I think it's very good. And I think that Tupps is a very, very good brewery. And I think it's worth trying their beers or visiting their brewery.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that.
So if you're in McKenney, Texas, stop at Tupps Brewery.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for listening. It's been a great Friends podcast. Yeah. No, thanks everybody out there for listening. Shout out again to Mikal, who didn't want to be here. Dead to us. Shout out to BAYK Podcast. They're still out there. They're alive. They had a Christmas episode that was,
oh shit.
They gave us a shout out. So they are in fact legends. So check them out. Give them
legends.
Yeah. Give them some love. So yeah, if you like, I don't know, they're hilarious. Check out the bands. They're just, you won't be disappointed. And if you are, well, I don't know what your problem is. So.
Yeah. You're probably a bad person.
Yeah. Yes, that's what it is. You are a bad person. Yeah. But yeah, check us out. Find us, where you found this. Keep listening. Hopefully we got some more coming out. You got anything to add, Chance?
Be safe. Fly Airbus.
There you go. All right. And on that weird note, this has been Ross.
This has been Chance.
And this is the podcast.
This is the podcast.
No, I don't know. Whatever. There's a preset there.
Thanks for sticking around. You can subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or anywhere there are podcasts. If you like what you heard, rate and review us on iTunes. Check out our Patreon. Find it at patreon.com/3beersinpodcast. Check out all of our awards. You can give as little as $1 a month to help us keep doing what we're doing. It really helps out, and we'll give you a thank you on the show. Or for a little more, you can remain anonymous. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 3beersinpodcast. Check out our website, 3beersinpodcast.com. You can find information about us and the show, along with the links to all of our episodes and our really cool merchandise. While you're on our site, you can tell us what you like, what you don't like. If you don't like us, then why the hell are you still here? You should have turned us off long ago. But if you're just going to listen to us anyway, you should probably subscribe too. And if you would like a transcript of our podcast, write down everything that we just said.
Yeah, only to coke with friends or family.
This is Brew Crime, a craft beer and true crime podcast.
I'm Mike.
I'm Beck.
And I'm Nina.
And we're your hosts.
We pair a true crime story with a craft beer.
That Nina will probably hate.
Yeah, probably.
Whatever. You can find our show on all your favorite podcast apps, and if you can't find it, contact us and we'll try and change that.
We can be found at brewcrime.com or on Twitter at brewcrime, on Facebook at brewcrime, or if you want to go to our group, it's group/brewcrime on Facebook, or on Instagram at Pacific Beer Chat.
Join us as we discuss the horrible crimes that surround us and try not to giggle.